everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I decided to make the Cleopatra earrings tutorial. You know, I decided to make the tutorial, then I decided not to, then I decided yes, and then no. I kept on changing my mind about this earrings because I already showed you how to do that in the necklace. This is the necklace we did last year, Cleopatra necklace, and it's a V-neck with a slider clasp, and this part here, this is the earring we're making. So I think after watching my New Year video, a couple of you tried already to make these earrings, and then you came across a problem where it was too floppy. It was moving around, and when you tried to hook on your ears, it would, you know, move around. It wouldn't stay like this. Like, see this? It keeps the shape when you hang it, and yours wouldn't. Now, that's the reason why is because I embellished it at the back with 50 nose. Between all those raw units, I embellished it with 50 nose. Now, if you haven't done it yet, you might not understand what I'm doing, but those of you who messaged me, that is why you have to embellish it at the back. So I'm gonna make a tutorial on this earring, and for those of you who have tried, you can just skip it further on when I embellish it. If you haven't done these earrings yet and you haven't done the necklace yet, stay with me and then we'll go through the whole process together. Now, I already did well, there are a lot of things I already did in Cleopatra series, and the last one we did was the ring, like this on this picture, and I think I'm gonna finish it off with these earrings. I'm not gonna do any more Cleopatra. There are a couple things that come across with this, well, it's the same, just a second, it's the same theme. Here, for example, you can see clearly it's Cleopatra bracelet, but I have too many things named Cleopatra, and this and the necklace that matches with it. I'm gonna start a different series. I have to figure out a name for it. Anyways, you don't have to worry about it. It will come in the future on this different name, but it will still be the same, you know, design, the same bugles, but slightly different and different name, because I don't want you to be confused. So I think I'm gonna finish off today the whole Cleopatra series with these earrings. As you can see, I have another necklace, Cleopatra necklace with these stones, so I made the matching earrings for those. This is the same earring you saw on the New Year video, and I thought to make slightly different colors, like I thought apricot maybe, but then during the process I changed my mind, and I came across, well, I have this fire polish. I think it's a pastel light brown. I'm gonna leave the names and codes, everything in the description box, so don't forget to check it out. And I think it's just gorgeous. Look at that. It's not as sparkly as this one, but by itself it's just I just love it. So I already made one earring. We're gonna go ahead and do the next one. So for this earrings you will need 11 Tohos for the backing. If you probably noticed, it's a raw right angle wave. Then you will need 50 nose for embellishing. You will need your 4mm fire polish, and there is one bead. You don't have to use this. I always have, you know, this 50 nose when I use for embellishing, I always have the same color in 11-0. So I use one of this bead, only one at the top there, to make that perfect circle there at the top. You don't have to. You can use just your main color for this bead. It's just some of things I like perfect, so that's why I'm gonna use one of these beads. If you don't have matching with your 50 node, just use your main color. That's all the beads you need. I have my second pair of the earring hook. You'll need Nymo size D. I'm gonna be using black. I'm gonna be using size 10 beading needle, but I think it might get tight there. Yesterday I had to switch to size 12. Anyways, I always suggest having size 12 handy because, you know, sometimes it gets really tight, and usually size 12 can get through those spots. And then you'll need scissors to cut the thread, and then you'll need your chain nose pliers to open the earring hook and close it. So that's all the materials you need. Go ahead and get it ready. Yesterday I used 2 yards for the earring, but it was too much. So I'm gonna take about 1.5 yards of the thread. So you go ahead and do the same. But if you like reinforcing a lot, take 2 yards. I don't reinforce a lot in right angle weave because I think you go through beads quite a lot already. But it's up to you. You can do it any way you want. So I'm gonna go ahead, get my materials ready, thread my needle with 1.5 yards, and then we'll get to work. So let's get to work. To start with, all you need is just your main color beads. I'm gonna be using this, I think this one is called Ox Blood. So we're gonna do the right angle weave. It's a right angle weave with 8 beads per unit. So we're gonna pick up 8 beads. 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 8. I'm gonna drop it down. I'm gonna leave a small tail that I can sew in later. It doesn't have to be super long. Whatever you're comfortable with sewing in later. And then I'm gonna make 2 overhand knots, turning it into a circle. Here we have the circle. And now I'm gonna take my, I'm gonna zoom in a bit now. So I have my 8 beads. And now I'm gonna go ahead, because once we made the knots, our thread is stuck between 2 beads. It has to be coming out of a bead. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip through first 2 beads. And then I'm gonna pick up 6 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 3, okay. And then I'm gonna go through these 2 beads, but through the other side. And then pull my thread. And now if you have a look, we have 2 units ready. Now this right angle weave with 8 beads per unit, but since we have our first unit 8 beads and then we build the next unit right next to it, 2 beads of the first unit also form the side of the next unit. That's why we picked up 6 beads. So now we have to continue adding 3 more units on top of this. So we have to skip to the top 2 beads. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my thread to the top 2 beads. So I'm gonna skip these 2 beads, pull my thread, and then I'm gonna go through those top 2 beads. Okay. And pull my thread. Now when I pull my thread, I want to hold the beads down with my fingers because I don't want all those beads moving around. Now I'm gonna pick up 6 beads and then go through these 2 beads through the other side. Hold the beads down with my thumb and pull the thread. And now I have 3 units. I'm gonna flip it over, take my needle through two beads, and take it through the top 2 beads. The reason I hold down the beads with my thumb is to hold the tension of the thread. If I, pull the thread sideways, up and down without holding down the beads, my beads will be very far apart from each other and then you'll see a lot of thread, which is not what I want. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up 6 more beads and then go through these 2 beads through the other side. I'm gonna turn it over, take my needle through these 2 beads and through the top 2 beads. And pull my thread. And now I have to pick up 6 more beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then go through these 2 beads through the other side. And pull my thread. Now we have 5 units. This is our first row. Now we have to build the second row on top of this. So how we do that, we're gonna go ahead and build the unit on top of this and then continue on. So I'm gonna turn it over. I have to be coming out of these 2 top beads and pull my thread. I'm gonna pick up 6 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then go through those 2 beads through the other side. Then pull my thread. Now my thread has to be coming out of the side. I'm gonna go ahead and take my needle there. 2 beads at a time. Then go through those 2 beads. Don't mind the tail, we can remove it later once the earring is done. And then go through the 2 beads on this side, on top of that second unit. And then I can pick up 4 beads, go down these 2 beads here, hold it down, pull my thread, and then you can see we have the second unit ready. Did you notice that I picked up 4 beads this time? Because when we are building this unit here, we already have one side here, we have one side here, so we have 4 beads of this unit ready. So all we have to do is just add 2 beads here and 2 beads here. That's why you pick up only 4 beads. Same goes to the next unit, because we already have side here and side there. So I'm gonna go ahead, take up to the side of this unit, pull my thread, pick up 4 beads, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go through these 2 beads here. Basically I'm closing that unit in, turning it into a square. Just gonna hold down that tail and pull my thread. Look, see? We have the 3rd unit here. Go up, go through these 2 beads. I have to position myself again to be able to add this unit here. Go down, and then I have to go through these 2 beads here. Pick up 4 beads, go down these 2 beads here, pull my thread, go through these 2 units here, pull my thread, go up these 2 units, pull my thread, pick up last 4 beads for this row, go through these 2 beads here, then go up the side. And pull my thread. Now we already have 2 rows of right angle weave unit ready. 2 rows of right angle weave ready. See? Now I'm gonna show you one more row and I'm gonna let you finish last 2 rows on your own. So now on top here, I have to position myself in a way that I have to be able to add the next unit, which is on top of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip through these 2 beads. Then pull my thread. And then I'm gonna pick up 6 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because here, when we're building our unit, we have only one side, which means we have 2 beads and we have to add 6 on top of that. So I'm gonna go ahead, take my needle through those 2 beads through the other side and pull my thread. And then I have to position myself somewhere around here to be able to add this unit. So I'm gonna go around. Now I'm gonna go through these 2 beads. Pick up 4 beads. And then go down this side to turn it into a square. So we're closing that unit in. See? Then I'm gonna go through these 2 beads. Go up these 2 beads. And then pick up 4 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go through these 2 beads here. That's a 3rd unit ready. Then go through these 2 units, 2 beads, go down these 2 beads, holding down the beads, and then go through these 2 beads. Pick up 4 beads, go through these 2 beads, closing down into circle, or into square in our case. See? And all I have to do is just position myself here to add the last unit. And then we go up these 2 beads. And then pull my thread. And all we have to do is just add this unit here, pick up 4 beads, and close in, going through these 2 beads here. And then we go up these 2 beads, and position yourself to start the next row by going through these 2 beads. And now you continue on your own. You have to pick up 6 beads, add unit here, pick up 4 beads, add unit here, and so on. Turn back and add the 5th unit. So we have 3 rows here, and you have to add 4, 5. And that will create this square unit. And then once you're done, we're gonna come back and embellish it. I just added my last unit of row, and now it's time to embellish it with the fire polish. So I have my 50 nose ready, and then my fire polish. So I'm gonna zoom in. Now my thread is coming out on the side. It has to be at the top, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip through these 2 beads. So my thread is coming out of the corner of this whole square shape. See, right at the top. So I'm gonna pick up 1 50 no, 1 fire polish, 1 50 no. This is the sequence you always pick up. 1 50 no, 1 fire polish, 1 50 no. And now I'm gonna go ahead, take my needle through these 2 units. And when I do that, if I pull my thread, my fire polish is gonna line up straight. Look, you want all your fire polish lined up straight. Now this, you can't really see it here. You see, all fire polish are positioned straight. That's what we want with all our units. So it's important how we position our needle here. So if you follow what I'm doing, you can do it. See, this one's positioned straight, and now our thread, when we went through here, is already positioned in a way that we can add next fire polish. So I'm going to pick up 1 50 no, 1 fire polish, 1 50 no, and then I'm going to go through these 2 through these 2 beads, and then pull my thread. And then if you look, my second fire polish is already positioned. And then I'm going to pick up 1 50 no, 1 fire polish, 1 50 no. Then I'm going to go through these 2 beads. Then pull my thread. See? And then I'm going to pick up 1 50 no, 1 fire polish, 1 50 no, and then go through these 2 beads. And then pull my thread. And then last in this row, 1 50 no, 1 fire polish, 1 50 no, and then go through those last 2 beads. And then pull my thread. And now for us, it's important to be positioned here so we can continue adding fire polish here. So my thread is coming out there. I have to be coming out of this point here. See, the corner point here, doesn't matter which way, I have to be coming out here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna go through these 2 beads here. Pull my thread. Go down 2 beads. Pull my thread. Go the side 2 beads. Pull my thread. And then these 2 beads here. then pull my thread. And now when I flip it over, you see my thread is where it's supposed to be, coming out there at the corner. And now I'm gonna pick up 1/15, 1 fire polish, 1/15. See these 2 beads? I'm gonna have to go down those 2 beads. See? And then when I pull my thread, look, my fire polish is straight. And now we continue all the way to the top. 1/15, 1 fire polish, 1/15, go down these 2 beads. And then pull my thread. See? 1/15, 1 fire polish, 1/15, go down these 2 beads. And pull my thread. 1/15, 1 fire polish, 1/15, go down these 2 beads. $1.50, 1 fire polish, $1.50, and then go down these 2 beads. And then pull my thread. And now we have 2 rows ready. I'm going to show you 1 more row and I'm going to let you continue on your own. Now here my thread is positioned in the right location, but it's coming out of the wrong bead because we have to be going down here, and see it creates that thread there. We don't want that. So my thread has to be coming out of the same corner, but from these 2 beads, or these 2 beads on the side. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to go down these 2 beads and pull my thread. Go through these 2 beads, pull my thread, go through these 2 beads, and then go through these 2 beads. So we're back to that corner, but coming out of the correct side, see? Then I'm gonna pick up 1/15, 1 fire polish, 1/15, go through these 2 beads, going down the same way like we did on the first row. Okay, and pull my thread. 1/15, 1 fire polish, 1/15, go through the next 2 beads, and pull my thread. 1/15, 1 fire polish, 1/15, go through the next 2 beads, and then pull my thread. 1/15, 1 fire polish, 1/15, go through the next 2 beads, and pull my thread. And then the last one, 1/15, 1 fire polish, 1/15, and then go through these 2 beads. And from here, I'm gonna let you continue on your own. Now here, you have to take your thread around and come back to this point. And how you do that? You do it the same way we did on the second row. So if you don't remember when we finished here, then we had to make our way around to this corner. Go ahead and rewind and check that part if you don't remember, or if you can, just go your way back and then down here, and then go add the 15, the fire polish here, go back down here, add the fire polish here, and then once you add the last one, I'm gonna meet you here. And we are done adding the fire polish. Now here is where I wanted to explain, where some of you messaged me. See, if I pick up this and hold it by one side, look, and then here I hold it by one side, look, see the difference? It's sturdy, this one's just floppy. See, look, it bends in many ways, and it doesn't really lie nicely when you hang it because it keeps on curving and stuff. So to fix that, we're gonna embellish it at the back. So we haven't embellished this one yet. So we're gonna go ahead here. When I added my last fire polish, I'm gonna zoom in here a bit. When I added my last fire polish, my thread is coming out of this side here. I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna go down this, just have to go down these 2 beads. I think I'm gonna switch to size 12 now because it's gonna be getting quite tight between those 2 beads. I went ahead and changed my needle to size 12, and now I'm gonna go down these 2 beads here. And then pull my thread. And then now here I want to make sure I pull my thread nice and tight so all those fire polish at the back are nice and tight. And then I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna take this tail away, out of the way, pick up 1 15-0, go through the next 2 beads and pull my thread. Pick up 1 15-0, go through the next 2 beads and pull my thread. Pick up 1 15-0, go through the next 2 beads. Pick up 1 15-0, go through the next 2 beads. Here I'm gonna turn around, go through these 2 beads without adding anything, and then go through these 2 beads. And here I'm gonna pick up 1 15-0, go through the next 2 beads. Pick up 1 15-0, go through the next 2 beads. Pick up 1 15-0, go through the next 2 beads. Pick up 1 15-0, go through the next 2 beads. And I want you to go ahead and finish off doing that. You turn around, add 15-0s here, turn around, add 15-0s here, and I'm gonna meet you here. So I'm finished embellishing the inside. Look, we have all those 15-0s in the middle, and now we have to embellish it on the sides. So my thread's coming out here. It has to be coming out of the side beads. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip through these 2 beads. Now before I continue embellishing on the side, I want to position myself where I want to know where I am first, because once we reach the top here, we will have to add a different bead. We won't add 15-0 here because we add a bigger bead here because we'll have to add the loop, and you want to make sure you'll be able to go through that bead several times. That's why I'm adding a bigger bead, not the 15-0. So I'm gonna flip it over again. I'm gonna start adding 15-0s, starting from the corner, 15-0, and go through the next 2 beads and pull my thread. Okay. Pick up 1 15-0, go through the next 2 beads and pull my thread. Pick up 1 15-0, go through the next 2 beads, pull my thread, pick up 15-0, go through the next 2 beads, pick up 15-0, go through the next 2 beads. And now I'm at the top, just making sure, because you don't want to end up hanging it this way. You want to make sure you hang it this way. And now at the top, I'm going to go ahead and add 11-0. It's the same color as my 15-0s. If you don't have it, just add this main color, this whatever color as main color you're using. But I'm going to go ahead and add one of this. I'm going to pick up that 11-0, then go through the next bead. So now I know this is the top of my earring. When I come back here, I'm going to add the loop. But now I'm going to continue adding 15-0s. 15-0, go through the next 2 beads. 15-0, go through the next 2 beads. Don't skip the corners. You add the 15-0s at the corners as well. So here I'm at the corner. I'm gonna pick up 1 15-0 and go through the next 2 beads. and pull my thread, pick up 15 now, go through the next 2 beads, pick up 15 now, go through the next 2 beads, 50 now, go through the next 2 beads, 50 now, go through the next 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 50 now. And if you can see, we almost made the whole circle. I'm gonna go ahead and add last 50 now. Go through this 2 beads and straight through the 50 now. Now I'm finished embellishing. And now I have to make my way up and add the loop. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go through all these beads here. 11 O's, 15 O's, 11 O, 15 O, and then come back right at the top. Don't skip those 15 O's on the way. You have to go through them as well. And then pull my thread. And now I'm gonna pick up 10 15 O's.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
5, 10. And then I'm gonna go through that 11 O through the other side, turning it all into a circle. So this is my earring hook. And then I'm gonna reinforce it. I'm gonna go through all those 15 O's one more time. I'm just going through all of them, reinforcing it, making sure it's nice and secure. And then I'm gonna go through that last 11 O. Pull my thread and look, it's ready. Beautiful, isn't it? Now all we have to do is just get rid of the tail. I'm gonna let you do it on your own. If you don't know how to do it yet, there is a link in the tutorial where it's called how to add thread, but there I also show you how to get rid of the tail, so you can watch that. But it's not really it's not hard. All you have to do is just go through some beads, make just one overhand knot if you want, and then get rid of the tail. Just go through several more beads and then cut the thread, and then the same way get rid of the original tail. And then I'm gonna meet you here, and then we're gonna add the earring hook. I got rid of both tails, and now we are ready to add the hook. So I'm gonna take my earring hook. You can use any earring hooks you like. So I'm just gonna take my chain nose pliers, and if you can see, there is an opening there that I'm just gonna open up. See? And now I'm gonna go ahead and take my earring through that hook with the loop we made. And then I'm gonna go ahead and close that circle. And look. Oh, by the way, look, see, it stays in place. Once we embellish it at the back, it stays. And here are our gorgeous earrings. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you like these earrings. This is where we finish off our Cleopatra series. I'm still gonna continue, like I said, with the bracelet I have, necklace, but it's gonna be called something else because I think we have too much of Cleopatra. So that's where we end. And I'm gonna leave a link to all the Cleopatra series. There are 2 necklaces, bracelet, and I think there's a ring. So you can go ahead and check them out if you haven't yet. And if you finish them all, you're just gonna have a really gorgeous set for yourself. So I'll see you in the next tutorial, guys. Bye bye.